Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening from. Welcome to the Change Management Simplified podcast, where we will explain and discuss what change management is really about, using real examples alongside principles of change management based on our experiences on projects, transformations, change initiatives, and of course, the home experiences as well. What you will get in these episodes or in this particular series is topics around change management, why we execute change management, why we need change management. But before I go into details, I will share why I decided to do podcasts around change management. I know most of you think, oh, it's such a boring topic. Why? What is it? What is it about? It's nothing special. However, what you will find is that change management roles are on the rise ever since COVID struck us, but also because companies generally and organizations have had to change the way the organizations are set up, but also how we work. There's a lot more working from home options. So really there's that flexibility. However, that's all change. It's change for the company. It's also change for the employees, also impacted by the change in the process. However, putting that to the side, what have I been up to and why am I interested in change management? Well, I've been working on projects for the last 15 years or so. Started off as an accountant, went into project accounting within both the construction industry and the Big Four, the professional services sector. So that's why I got the appetite or the excitement of change management, but not actually knowing what I was getting myself into. It was just a natural transition. This is something that I became very interested in when I was working on projects, on process transformation projects, and I always used to get frustrated with the fact that if a process is not designed properly or if it takes too long for someone to get through the process, they get frustrated. And this is where my frustration turned into more of a passion on change management. So I've been working on transformation managers, or a program manager for some of the projects that I've worked on, a project manager or a change manager. So I've done all the project roles that you can think about, and really this is why I have had such a great privilege of experiencing several different aspects of change management, where it's worked and where it hasn't, and why it hasn't worked, but also watched projects fail. Because change management just hasn't been included in these projects or embedded within these projects. So, my experiences that I'm going to share in this podcast it's going to be a mixture of what I have specialized in terms of studies and certifications. From a project management, I'm a project management Prince 2 practitioner and also a ProSci change management practitioner as well. So the two elements actually complement my work that I do currently very well. I am not a psychologist. However, psychology is very close to change management because it's all around people and it's about people. So there will be elements of psychology, but I do not claim to be a psychologist. But the examples that I use will probably but might be more, you might find them relevant to you because you might have seen or experienced the same scenarios. However, I put a disclaimer or a caveat. I am not a psychologist. I am just speaking from my experience as a change management practitioner. So why am I really doing this podcast? One is actually my greatest, one of the biggest reasons actually, the frustration that I have with those in power or senior leaders and transformation leads or program leads there, whatever you would call them, including sponsors, that don't seem to acknowledge or appreciate change management at all. It's like it's non-existent to them. However, they also end up asking themselves why their projects don't do very well or don't succeed. And one of the reasons is they never include, change management within the projects. Some transformation leads I'll speak from, for example, those coming from a delivery perspective, especially IT guys, they come in, they deliver, it's, configuring, For them, anything around people, managing people and managing the change, that doesn't come naturally to them because that's not what they do. Their job is to configure the system. There has to be someone else who has to tap them on the shoulder to say, hey, this system is going to have to be used by people. How do we get people on board? How do we get them to be engaged in this transformation? And then work with them, collaborate with them to ensure that appropriate change management tools and strategies are put in place to make it a success. So in my change manager role, I have seen this happen time and time again, but the most frustrating part is the senior stakeholders who don't seem to get it. And yet the expectation is that when you get to the top at the exec level, and by default as sponsor, because you are going to sponsor an initiative within the company, your responsibility is to manage people. A lot of your effort is going on managing people, not actually doing the work, because you can hire or you can onboard a technical expertise to help you configure the system. I don't expect you to be configuring the system. However, I expect you to be managing the people to help the transformation lead to be able to continuously focus on what you brought them to do, but you do the management of the people and the change. Unfortunately, some of the senior stakeholders don't even create time to manage people. The only thing they think about is do one meeting, every quarter in the town hall, talk about the progress, and that's it. That's not it. It's a very proactive role that needs to be valued and created time for. What is my second reason for actually doing these podcasts is to give or provide some clarity around change management, because there's a misconception or misunderstanding of this topic, because some people think change management is communication. No, I hate to break it to you. It's not communication. Communication is part of change management as one of the components, and I'll explain this as we go through in the next episode, so you get to see where I'm coming from. And to don't be surprised. I haven't been surprised. I've seen senior stakeholders or been in meetings with senior stakeholders where they would say to you, I don't know what change management is and I don't see the value of it. And they completely ignore it. 2-3 weeks, actually 2-3 weeks down the line, the whole project is in disarray. It's, everything looks confused, very disorganized. People, stakeholders don't know what they're doing, what's coming their way. But this is still a person in this senior position that's still saying, I don't know what stakeholder management is. I don't know what change management is. So it makes me wonder sometimes, how did you get to the top without you not knowing how to manage a change initiative, to manage a project, but also just applying change management concepts? And this leads me to the fact that there is an awareness of the value of change management on these projects until when it actually completely goes wrong, and therefore they think about it as an afterthought. Oh, we need a change manager. Let's get them in. But when it's too late, towards the back, it's too late. I can come in and help you try and turn things around, but I will be very honest with you. I will tell you exactly where we've gone wrong and where we need to make it right and how much time we need to make it right. Whether you like it, whether you don't like hearing it, that's up to you. But that's why I'm hired for, is to be honest and tell you how we can get this right. Because at the end of the day, the company's invested money into this and we have to do it right. So any stakeholders out there who somehow engage or onboard a change manager or change practitioner on the project and don't feel comfortable or don't receive constructive feedback, which they might think is not good for them, then don't hire an experienced change practitioner, because they will tell you as it is. But that's the only way we can actually get to a conclusion and work together to get to the right place. I don't mince my words. If we're going wrong, we're going wrong. But I'll come up with a strategy and the plan to actually say to you, this is how we can do it and turn it around. If you're too stubborn to listen, I can't help you. I can put the tools and the strategies together and the plans together, but I need you as the sponsor, as the senior leader, to help me execute them, because at the end of the day, you're still accountable for the success of this project. I'm contributing to the success, but I need you to actively also do your part. So really, those are the main three reasons why I'm actually really doing these podcasts. One is to share my learnings. Two, for those students who are actually also still, pursuing any courses or certification in change management, to listen and to hear some of the real examples that I've gone through. That I just want to share the knowledge that I've experienced and be able to help those to relate. However, if you do have any questions in relation to change management, no psychology, please feel free to send a comment or a message of the topics or the questions that you would like me to address from a change management perspective. Happy to try and address those through different episodes. And then also, please, if you find these interesting, useful, please subscribe, or feel free to to make a donation on Spotify for me to continue doing this. And also I'll also be including my YouTube link, so please go ahead so you can subscribe and get notifications of as and when I put up new episodes about change management. So hopefully this gives you some enlightenment of why I'm pursuing this podcast on change management and where my passion really comes from. And let's see how we can make projects even better, because research shows that between 50 to 75% of transformation projects that are pursued out there, 50 to 75% of them fail because of poor change management or lack of change management. So if this is the case, we have to do something, because otherwise, what's the point of investing so much money to a change initiative knowing that it's going to fail if you don't incorporate appropriate change management? So hopefully, to the senior leaders listening to this, hope these podcasts continue to change your mind and to actually really realize the value of change management, and on board the right practitioner or the right person with the skills to support you if you don't know what change management is about, but also you would like it onto your project. There's several change managers out there or change practitioners out there. Look for them and engage them onto your projects to just help you ensure that you do get that success. You get that promotion at the end of whatever implementation or transformation that you are sponsoring or leading. And on that note, thank you for listening. And it's me, Rachel, the change enthusiast. We'll see you in the next episode, where we talk about what is change management and what is it really about. Thank you.